All right, let's bring our market panel in today. Scott Martin joins us, Kingsview Asset Management Chief Investment Officer and a Fox Business contributor out in Chicago, and Jeff Sica here in New York, Circle Squared Alternative Investment CEO. Scott, I don't know if it matters whether there was a call made or not, but the idea, as Blake says, that we don't really know could matter down the line. The credibility of the president, whether he's believed by investors. The Chinese, you assume, probably weren't believed to begin with by many investors. So how are you operating in this type of environment? From an investment point of view, you really don't seem to know what the heck's next.
No, and I don't think the market does either, Connell. I mean, I will tell you, the market is forecasting something next, and that's lower interest rates. Yep. I mean, the one thing that was consistent today was rates were plummeting all day long, even when we got that initial bounce. So that's concerning, because that tells you that the smart money, as it were, is running towards safety in fixed income and treasuries. So to me, the market is foreshadowing more trouble ahead, more missed phone calls, more, blocked caller ID, whatever's out there, because we can't get our story straight. And so, to me, this trade negotiation is further apart than it's ever been, and that's probably a negative for equities, at least in the short term.
And as pointed out by Scott, Jeff, the bond market really led the way today, which may be a negative for equities, but there's something else what we're seeing here as far as yields go. Not only 2-year yields higher than 10-year yields, so we're back to that inversion story, but the 3-month Treasury bill with the yield higher than the 10-year now for 3 months in a row. So what signal, we've been through this a number of times, what signal do you take away from what you're seeing in the bond market, Jeff?
Well, here's where you have the confusion. You have a bond market that's pointing to a clear slowdown. You have a stock market that's pulled back, but hasn't pulled back nearly as much as it could. But what I see is you have a very confused scenario here. Not only is the market confused about direction, but we can't even decide whether a phone call was made or not made, or what time was it made. Check the phone records. The reality of it is that a complicated trade situation cannot be solved unless they get past these petty disagreements, and I don't want to be in a market that's going to be subjected to this volatility.
I'm calling AT&T, Jeff.
Right, no, I know. It sounds crazy, but yeah,
that's the
part
answer.
of it. It might very well be. Deirdre?
All right, so stock-specific mad dash to buy in bulk. Costco shares up 5%. Large crowds forced the first store in China to close its doors, so not quite the ideal opening day. Stock up more than 36% just this year. So, Scott, is a threat to public safety a sign of commercial success?
I guess in this case, Deirdre, it is. I got to say I'm happy about this, because we're Costco shareholders and have been for some time, because we love the business model. We love that end of retail. The Costcos, the Walmarts, the Amazons are where we're playing retail here, Deirdre. But I'll tell you what else is interesting. It goes to show you that kind of contrary to the message out there about companies needing or getting ordered to get out of China, they need China. That's the other thing we forget about. All electronics companies, the retail companies, they want access to this 100 million person expanding middle class in China. And so you see results like we saw with the opening of Costco, just one store recently. That's what these companies want, and that's frankly what they deserve. I hope they keep going over there and trying to do business.
Jeff, your favorite retail stock?
Well, my favorite is TJ Maxx, but to get back to the Costco topic, once you catch the Costco fever and could buy a year's supply of paper towels and Swedish fish, I think that's what's showing that, yes, in fact, there is an appetite for American retailers outside of the U.S. And again, TJ Maxx, my favorite retailer. I think they have the treasure hunt philosophy there that people love. They keep growing stores, and they too are expanding into China.
Jeff, you got to stop going through my pantry. The Swedish fish, it's totally true, man. Also, the tuna fish too. It's great.
All right. Scott and Jeff, thank you very much.
That was unnecessary. Yeah.